Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife again. It is Wednesday, the 26th of March. The reason I'm telling you that is because, since I'm trying to undo the microphone, there has been a new publication. It is, let me just go here, the EU Preparedness Union Strategy to prevent and react to emerging threats and crises. Now, the EU now has a preparedness strategy, and they are saying that due to the fact they're facing increasingly complex crises and challenges, from geopolitical tensions and conflicts, hybrid and cybersecurity threats, foreign information manipulation and interference, to climate change and increasing natural disasters. It says the EU needs to be ready to protect its citizens and the key societal functions that are crucial for democracy and daily life. So, part of this is promoting population preparedness. It's one section of it. And here it says they are encouraging the public to adopt practical measures, such as maintaining essential supplies for a minimum of 72 hours in emergencies, integrate preparedness lessons into schools, and introduce an EU Preparedness Day, which I find rather impactful, shall we say, because, I have only been prepping for a very short time, but I'm sure anyone else out there who has been prepping for any length of time will agree that a lot of the time it is something that can get you ridiculed. People saying, oh yeah, but is that not going a bit far? Do you not think you're being a bit dramatic? Etc, etc. Now, the EU is actually going to put preparedness on the school curriculum. It is putting out information to its citizens to say, stockpile 72 hours of stuff. Now, on here, this was an article I found in The Guardian. However, the EU publication is on the EU website, so I will put a link to that in the comments section. Otto and Hajj Labib has actually put a video on Twitter showing what she has in her preparedness bag. So, yeah. It says it's in the Guardian report, it says the Commission's also calling for a Europe-wide preparedness day to raise awareness, for it to be put in school curriculums, and for an EU stockpiling strategy to ensure adequate supplies of raw materials, shelters, generators, and potentially food and water. So, yeah, this is something that is now becoming a big thing. As I say, most of us were told that we were overreacting, don't be so silly, etc. And yeah, that was 3 years ago I started. In those 3 years, between the COVID, the Ukrainian invasion, the high cost of energy, etc., etc., there's quite a few times I've been glad of my little preps. And don't get me wrong, I do not have a lot of, I don't have a bug out bag. There's nowhere to bug out here. Who wants to be in the hills in Scotland? No happening. Also, at my age, I'm running nowhere. So, things like that, I have not gone that far. But that's because it wasn't something that was a thing. This was just me trying to make sure I had a little security blanket, make sure that I felt better, that if there was a problem, I didn't have to panic. Now the EU is making this a strategy throughout the countries, throughout their union. And it's making it a strategy, or they're asking to make it a strategy in schools to teach the kids. Which, don't get me wrong, I think that's a great thing. It's also a bit worrying. So, here's hoping it's not something that we will ever have to use, but I just thought I would come on and say, just in case you hadn't noticed, this is what the EU put out today. So, yeah. I'm going to go and shut this down now because my battery in the phone is really, really low and I want to get this out tonight. So I will go and put the phone on charge while I upload this. Catch you later.